track isn't paved and neither is the pit road area. So it puts a lot of pressure on the crews, and the crews don't have to do a live pit stop at all during the season. Puts a lot of pressure on them to perform.
Riding here with Pat Ward, second in that 42P. That's Matt Shepard up in front, the leader in the yellow 44 car. Super Matt, another one of the young guns who's really made a name for himself the last few years.
He sure has. 2003 was a coming out party for him in that number 44S. He won this race, propelled him into this ride with Randy Ross, that GU Hardware 44S.
Get a look there at Pete Bicknell's blue car number 42 running third. He's on his third motor of Super Dirt Week.
He had two of them blow up here on the mile. They went and they got their short track motor and put it in behind the chassis of this car, which is a Bicknell chassis. You don't see that too much anymore. Everybody comes to Syracuse with Syracuse prepared cars and motors. So for him to use his own Saturday night small block, it puts him at a bit of a disadvantage.
Oh, it was an act of desperation. In fact, the speculation in the pit area this morning was that there was some other problem on the car that had caused him to go through two motors, as well as Bicknell's cars are usually prepared, especially for this race. But he's got that short track piece in there right now, and he is hanging with the leaders as we ride down the backstretch here with Pat Ward.
You see the debris, the cinders coming up with Pat Ward. That gives you a great shot of what these drivers have to go through, especially going down the backstretch with the sun right there as they head west on the Moody Mile.
Get a look at the front straightaway here at Syracuse. If you're familiar with the dirt miles of the United States, you know this one's been in existence for more than 100 years. It was a horse track for a long time, as most of these places were. They turned, in trouble for the 19 car. Tim Fuller looks like he's got a tire down. Caution is out.
The defending race winner, he won this race last year underneath the lights, and a right rear flat on the Fuller number 19.
So Tim Fuller, who was on the charge, he had made a move up to 8th. He'd gotten by Danny Johnson and Vic Coffey. He's going to have to come to pit road early.
We know he's going to have to come to pit road. Will anybody else come down pit road?
Not quite to the 12. His tire just comes apart on him into one. Have another look at it here as he went into turn 3.
He's lucky he didn't make contact with the wall. That's a very tricky portion of the speedway. You get up in that loose stuff, it'll push you right up in the concrete.
Well, Fuller gets to pit road. They're going to fuel the car. They've obviously got to change the right rear.
Did you see they had tape over the quick fill? They need to pull the tape off before they can put gas into the car. That's going to cost them some time on pit road.
Tape there for aerodynamic purposes. They will change. Look at that right rear tire, just in bits and pieces. Now, is this too early for him to get all the way home?
It might be, but he had to come in for that tire, so you might as well put in gas and play it out. If he gets another caution to work with, I wouldn't be surprised if he dived back down pit road again.
Well, the 19 team gets that tire changed. They top him off with fuel, and Fuller will come back onto the speedway. Able to make that stop under caution. He should not go a lap down right here. Now, Rick Laubach came to pit road as well. They're working on his car.
Interesting move by the Alpha Mills team to come in. He takes a right rear tire, and he also takes some gasoline. Man, Scott Flammer in the 37 coming out. Little strategy being played.
Only 20 laps on the board. These guys may be thinking, hey, we can go 130 on a tank of fuel and tires and get all the way home to the checkered flag today.
Boy, that's going to be tough, though, especially on this track. They're going to need a lot of help.
We've seen many of these small block modified stars gamble in the past. We'll see if it pays off. Back in Syracuse, New York, the New York State Fairgrounds for the ITT Industries Gould's Pumps 150. The Salute to the Troops 150. I'm Rick Benjamin, Shane Andrews alongside, working lap 37, and the top 3 have started to pull away.
That big lead Matt Shepard had on Pat Ward and Pete Bicknell has evaporated. I wonder if his crew came over the radio and said, Matt, back it down just a little bit. This is a long race.
You know, this is one of those places where you really need to go slow to be fast at the end. You just have to be conservative, and we've seen guys pull the rabbit act, run out in front, and just use up their race car, not have anything left for the last 20 laps when this is off and settled. Now here's Vic Coffey making a move to the inside out of 2, getting by Gary Edwards.
They banged wheels off of corner number 2. Coffey in the 32C. Not a lot of room on the back stretch to work. We see it on the front stretch. This track is very wide on the front stretch, but it narrows on the back stretch.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th in play. Meantime, Brett Hearn on the charge in car number 4. Coffey still trying to get around the 55. Edwards rebounded from that little body slam he got there on turn 2 last lap, and he got back around the 32C.
He's pushing the car hard into corner number 1 and 2, and he's skating up just a little bit, but Coffey isn't able to get underneath him when the door opens.
Big Bicknell still third, Decker fourth, Hearn fifth. There's Edwards in the 55 and Coffey. Back a little further, Bichetti on the move. Remember, he started 13th. Danny Johnson has gotten himself back up to 8th as Bichetti closes in.
Boy, Bichetti was on the gas hard off of corner number 4. Look at him pull right up alongside the Wild Child and the Doctor doing battle.
You have to be easy down into the corner here. You've got to protect the right side tires on these race cars. Bichetti takes it easy as he goes down. You really need to be on the inside here. You don't see too many passes on the outside. Very little too wide racing generally. And Johnson pulls away again from Bichetti.
We've seen Bichetti use the top side to his advantage in years past, but I guess he just didn't feel comfortable enough with the way the car's working right now to keep it on the top side as he looked to get around Danny Johnson.
Well, as you get experience here in Syracuse, and again, we've seen it many times over the years, you'll try things early. You'll see, hey, I can run up there. It's solid enough. There's enough cushion to allow me to do it. The problem is on a sunny day, this track will change a lot before we get to the 150th lap.
There's a fine line up there between keeping the car underneath you and wrecking. And look at Bichetti with another run.
On the inside, down into turn 3, Johnson gives him room, and Bichetti rolls through. Andy Bichetti to 8th now in that 4 car, which is a very fast piece here at Syracuse.
He's got to feel good about the way that car is running for him. Let's see if he can close in on Vic Coffey and Gary Edwards.
Morning practice before we went green here today. Bichetti in the 4 car, the fastest of the 37 teams in this 150-mile chase. Matt Shepard continues to lead. Decker continues to hold fourth. We put 42 laps on the board, 108 miles to go this afternoon. Down into turn 3, single file. Coffey in the 32C, still chasing Edwards. And right behind Brett Hearn in that other car, number 4. That's called the 4-star here this weekend. Kenny trying to reel in that group.
We haven't really talked much about Brett Hearn early in this race, a 3-time winner of this event. Hearn is a master of the mile, knows how to get the most out of his equipment.
The problem for Hearn, both in this event and in the big block Eckerd 200 that comes up later in Super Dirt Week, has been reliability the last many years.
Last year we saw him leading this race and we saw smoke billowing out of the car. He was able to hold on. He finished in the top 3. They had trouble. Same team, Vinny Salerno owns this car. They're confident with the piece that they brought here this year.
Shepard still the leader. Ward runs second. Bicknell content to ride third. We've documented how Bicknell certainly knows how to get the job done here in this 150-lap small block event on the Moody Mile. Ward in the Gypsum Express car. What a victory for him it would be if they could close the deal here today.
Pat Ward giving us some exceptional shots. Look at how he rides down into corner number 3 and 4. He just lets the car skate right through off the throttle and then picks it right back up in the middle of the turn.
He's raced for more than 25 years, won his first Mr. Dirt Small Block Championship a couple of seasons ago.
Pat always ran his own equipment, and then he teamed up with John and Laura White with the Gypsum Express team, and he has been a contender every race. And of course, his teammate Billy Decker brought a lot to the table, so this is a very formidable 2-car team that they have today.
Just like in most forms of racing, if you have good information and from both cars, good exchange of ideas, it really helps the team build. There's Decker in the 91. The 55 of Edwards, Coffey in the 32, still fighting for position. Coffey on the bottom now out of 4, and again, Edwards closes the door on it.
Not sure, but that looks like there might be a little bit of smoke billowing from Billy Decker's number 91 car.
Decker's been a winner here many times, both Saturday and Sunday during Super Dirt Week at the big and small block events. Looks as though there may be a problem. I noticed it down into 1 last time, Shane. Looks as though he's got some fluid coming out of the back end of the 91 car.
Well, let's see the line Brett Hearn takes. While he does follow him, but he is moving around, Hearn doesn't really want to stay behind him. There might be something, like you said, Rick, out of that back end.
Danny Johnson, meantime, on the inside. He is 9th right now. Danny knows how to do the job here as well. Able to keep the leaders in sight in that 27J, the black machine.
That guy right behind him, Wayne Jelly, was the winner of this race in 2004, so he knows how to win the mile as well. He's going to follow Danny Johnson.
Regular at Lebanon Valley Speedway over in Eastern New York. There's Chad Brackman in that 3-car, the Pizza Logs entry. He's usually very good here at the mile as well.
Smoke getting heavier out of the Decker line, Rick.
4-4, Scott, you see that smoke?
Yeah, it just got bad that lap. I don't know what it is.
Decker with his spotter off the gas.
There it is. Guess we know what it is now.
Driveline.
So our second caution of the day, Decker is done, and this means that many of the leaders will undoubtedly want to come to pit road, make their only pit stop of the day.
This is going to change this race considerably. Billy Decker out, a 2-time winner back in '91 and in 2002.
Pole sitter Pat Ward continues to run second. I'm sure he's one of the drivers who will want to make a pit stop during this caution. We'll be back. Back at the New York State Fairgrounds, Billy Decker getting that push onto pit road. The Gypsum Express 91 done for the day here in the small block event on Saturday. Meantime, the field comes around behind the pace car. Matt Shepard will be the first car out of turn 4. He's led just about all the way.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see him dive down pit road along with everyone else.
The leader's coming in, so everybody else is going to follow. Shepard holds the car down in. I'll see if I can get a look at the right rear. They were going to make a decision on tires when he came in. The tire looks feathered. I think they may try to change it. They're looking at it. See if they make the call. In the meantime, Hearn's crew, they're trying to clean his shield off, whatever Decker's leaking. No tires for Matt Shepard.
Shepard away on the gas. Oh, and he and Brett Hearn get together.
Boy, this is awfully tight down here. Look at as they come by. There's cars pitted 3 wide in the middle of the pit lane.
Like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the LA freeway. Hearn down on the speedway. Pat Ward getting service.
Clear out, Pat. Clear all the way out. Clear all the way out.
Ward away cleanly. Now Danny Johnson on pit road.
Looks like the doctor's going to take a tire. Different strategy. We saw race leader Matt Shepard. He didn't take a tire.
Look at this. There's 6 of them stacked up here.
Andy Picchetti's blocked in. The wild child can't get out.
Stalled the car. Jams it in gear. Oh, trouble. Somebody gets knocked down on pit road.
Scott Flammer in the 37 just hit somebody's crew guy. Oh, that's Willie Decker's tire man, Bob Utter. He's okay. Wow, Rick.
They help Utter over the fence and out of harm's way. Gives you an idea of just how frantic it is on pit road here at Syracuse. Under caution when everybody needs to take fuel and tires. One more look at Matt Shepard as he came to a stop a moment ago. Then got into it a little bit with Brett Hearn. Both cars able to continue. Andy Johnson gets his surface work complete. Pichetti stalled the 4 car, got it refired, and behind Pichetti, take another look. That's where Bob Utter was knocked to pit road. He is helped up and he's okay.
Organized chaos on the mile.
Welcome back to the New York State Fairgrounds, the Moody Mile for the ITT Industries. Gould's Pumps salute to the Troops 150, getting set for a restart. Now the top 10 did not pit. Pete McNell and the rest of these drivers rolling the dice here to see if they can get another caution later.
Interesting strategy to pit later on in the event. They might even take tires along with gas to see if they can cycle back up through the field.
57, and we are back underway at the Moody Mile. Now, Brett Hearn was the first of the cars that pitted to come off of pit road, so you've got to figure that he will cycle back to the lead at some point in that 4-star machine.
Well, there's a couple of cars that are in front of him, though, that pitted earlier. Lap number 20, Rick Laubach in the 14, and the number 19 of Tim Fuller.
And we know Fuller is fast. He is certainly one of the top runners in dirt-modified racing in the Northeast in the small and the big blocks.
Wow, 130 laps, though, Rick. That's a long time to go on the mile.
We've seen others try it here. I can't recall a time when it's been successful. Now, Pat Ward started from the pole in the 42P. He ran second behind Matt Shepard. He's shown 15th now. He's got his work cut out for him. There is Shepard, followed by Ward. As they work to come back up through the field after stopping with that incident involving Billy Decker's machine. Decker behind the wall, the multi-time winner here at Syracuse.
Pat Ward's got to be thinking, what do I have to do to get around Matt Shepard? I've been following him all day. I followed him into the pits. I'm still following him on the racetrack.
Well, we'll see just how mature Pat Ward has become the last couple of years. If he can just take his time here, work patiently to get by Shepard. He tries him on the inside on the front stretch. Doesn't quite have enough to get it done.
You can see him 3 wide. Everybody funneling in down to the turn. Danny Johnson with a bonsai move.
The doctor in that 27J, 17th now. He did stop in that sequence as well, so I'm sure he's thinking I'm set to go the rest of the afternoon here.
He's still on the top side looking to make something happen, trying to get around the Donnie Gross.
Oh, contact! Down into the corner, a couple of cars rub rails, and that's Danny Johnson that was involved in that.
Danny does have a fresher Hoosier tire on the right rear, so he's able to make a little bit more of a challenge on the top side than everybody else.
Wayne Jelly in that 45 car back in the mix here as well. Danny Johnson 17th. As as we watch these cars single file on the bottom of the racetrack, heading to the backstretch. Brett Hearn's in trouble. Hearn in the 4-star machine takes it to the inside. He's headed for the pits.
Something internal, or was it from the contact with Shepard on pit road?
Well, Hearn's had nothing but rotten luck here at the New York State Fairgrounds, both on Saturday and Sunday the last several years. Mark Kenyon downstairs with his car owner, Salerno.
Vinny, out early. That car was a rocket ship. He was having trouble seeing with Decker, but what finally took you out?
Something in the driveline. We're not real sure. We're going to get a push to now and check it out.
This car's been fast all year. Big disappointment for you guys.
Yeah, big disappointment. We'll be back, though. Don't worry about that.
Vinny Salerno, owner of the nice and easy number 4, Hearn, out.
You can never count out Brett Hearn out of any race. Mechanical blows have just hurt him the last couple of years.
It's just killed him here. He's had fast race cars every year, Saturday and Sunday. No ability to finish, and these are long events. Up front, still Pete Bicknell in the 42. Out of St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Bicknell on a much different pit strategy from some of the other fast cars. Go back a little further to find Matt Shepard. 62 laps on the board. Edwards and Coffey round out the top 3.
Pete Bicknell's Saturday night motor holding up very well here so far.
And this is a much bigger racetrack than Bicknell normally runs at. Maybe twice as big as his regular Saturday night haunt. But sometimes at Syracuse, it's a case of taking it easy to go faster. And I'm sure Bicknell thinking, hey, I've got to breathe this motor, not hustle it down into the corner too hard. Let's get on board with Danny Johnson, 15th. Now, this group of cars may contain our winner here this afternoon.
They all pitted and they came in. Danny Johnson changed that tire. Wayne Jelly right behind him. Jelly, the 2004 winner. And Matt Shepard still leading this brigade.
Danny Johnson now trying to reel in Pat Ward in the 42P. And back there is Wayne Jelly. Jelly to the